couple of weeks ago, we showed you a new and easy way to create pie crust. Some of you are always putting a lot of labor into that, but we showed you a new method for that. And this week, some ideas on how to put that crust to good use.
That's right. We've got two different types for you today. Of course, you can do anything. I mean, I'm sure everybody has great recipes for their tarts and things like that. But we've got an apple tart, just sort of a French-style apple tart, and an onion and fennel tart, which is a savory tart, which can be used as a side dish for a vegetable or just a brunch type item or something like that. Very similar to a quiche. So let me just start with the apple one. This is a very natural, I think it's great for the summer. Say what I call a fresh apple tart. It's going to be baked. We just peel that. I'm going to show you, I don't know if I've shown you how to core an apple before, but I'll show you a quick way to core an apple. Okay, we've got that peeled. Here's a way we core an apple like this. You just cut it in quarters and then cut that middle part. So now I'm just going to slice these apples. Probably as thin as you can get them is good. What I'm going to do is just arrange these in this tart pan, just like this, all the way around, making a nice design here. Okay, so you just keep arranging these like this. And I won't show you the whole process here, but then we add a little bit of sugar on top.
Okay.
And then we put that in the oven about 350 degrees for about 30 minutes and let those apples cook. When that comes out, we're going to add a little bit of our custard topping on that and then bake that until the custard sets. And that'll be done, just a little powdered sugar.
All right, now we did the sweet use of the pie crust, and now we're going to the savory with the onion and fennel.
Now all we're going to do is we're going to do caramelized onions, and if you have fresh fennel bulbs, slice those up the same way and saute those with the onions. It's fantastic. I'm just using fennel seed today, but we'll start with the onion. Just want to show you how we actually slice an onion. I know that seems common, but this is the most professional way to slice an onion. You want to cut through the core and through the top part of that, and then in half. And you just want to peel the top layer of skin off. Maybe two. You're looking for that shiny skin, not dull skin on the onion. Peel that away. Now you see you have no core end. You just have a little bit of that blossom end. And now you can cut straight through the onion. And you want to get this as thin as possible because they cook quicker. So we're now going to add this to the other onions we cut before. And we're going to saute these in a little butter. Use about medium heat. Nice melted butter, and you want to just use... Now this process, really the slower you do it, the better the onions are. If you cook them too fast, they tend to blacken a little bit, and that doesn't taste good. What you're trying to do is just melt the onions down until they caramelize, and all the sugars, the natural sugars in an onion are drawn out. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add some fennel seeds to that. Okay, you just cook this down. This takes could take about 15, maybe even 20 minutes. Okay, we have these caramelized onions. I'm just going to spread these on the bottom. Just going to spread those out. Now notice I'm using a raw crust. Now on the apples, we bake the apples first, so that those apples are cooked and the crust is actually cooked by the time you add the custard. But for this one, we're using a raw crust, and spreading that out real good. Now this is that custard mix. This is our standard custard mix we use for many things. 8 eggs, 1 quart of cream, and this actually has a dash of nutmeg in it also. Now for the apple one, I might add a little sugar to this, but normally I just sugar the apples.
And what kind of level are you looking for here?
Well, I think just to cover it. It's a very shallow tart.
Okay.
But I'm going to go up pretty high because it really sinks down after it bakes, probably about 3 cups or so. So I'm just going to put this on a lined sheet pan, and we'll go into our oven, which is about 350 degrees. All right, Mike, this is our apple tart. You can see how thin it is. It's just going to be nice and light. Got a little anglaise sauce here. We've done that recipe before. It's a little sort of like vanilla sauce, which is great. You can garnish that with a little piece of mint. Okay, Mike, why don't you taste that onion? Let's start with the onion, and then we'll finish up with that sweet apple tart.
Yeah, I've eaten things here that I haven't before, and this is one of them, Chris.
Onion and fennel.
Wonderful side dish.
Remember, on my crust, I used the same crust here that I did on the onion tart. So the only thing that I did to make it a little bit sweeter was add sugar on the apples, and the sauce will make it sweet too. Of course, there's a little powdered sugar on top.
Right.
But the crust is the same.
Yep, it's exactly the same.
You can try that little sauce too. But just nice and light.
Very tasty with the apple tart. And it is something that you can definitely do at home. Again, if you'd like to access the recipes to this or any others that we featured on Christopher's Kitchen, all you have to do is go to kbtx.com, click on the food page, Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Mike.
Wonderful dishes today. And again, we'd like to thank Christopher Lampo for joining us on this edition of Christopher's Kitchen. I'm Mike Wright.